Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining our board meeting here at LEEP Dual Language Academy Charter School.
Buenas tardes a todos y gracias por estar presentes en nuestra reunión de la mesa directiva hoy día.
So today I just wanted to share that not only our Kindergarten Dean of Instruction, Yarisa Mendez, which has been joining our last board meetings in the last several months to translate, but we also have our 3rd and 4th grade Dean of Instruction, Rafael Acosta.
Hoy queremos compartir que no únicamente esta servidora Yarisa Méndez, directora académica de Kindergarten, está presente, sino también nuestro director académico de 3er y 4º grado, Rafael Acosta.
All right, so to start our agenda, I'm going to turn it over to our chair to approve the agenda. Ella no está ahí. Who's there?
All right, good evening, everyone. Time is 6:09. I'd like to go ahead and call our meeting to order. Can you please get a motion, or generally we approve first and then to start and then we do approval? I forget.
He's facing out too. Yes.
Yeah, motion just, yeah, okay, great. Second. Great, Melody, thank you. Great hand up, awesome, great. Let's get a motion to approve the agenda for today.
Motion to approve.
Wow, thank you. Second. Melody, awesome. All in favor? Great. Everyone, wonderful. Amazing. And then we're going to go ahead. Today we have 2 sets of board minutes to approve. The December and February minutes. So I think we can do both of them together if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to go ahead and approve the December and February minutes. If I could please get a motion. David. Okay, great. Melody, awesome. All in favor?
Aye.
Amazing. All right. Thank you. I'm going to kick it over to you then, Joe.
All right. Okay, so as always, we want to start with academic updates. This is a month of heavy assessments. Some schools call it March Madness. We have interim assessments that we are administering this week in K-2, ELA and math. In 3rd and 4th grade, we will have our first mock exam in ELA, the 15th and 16th of March this week. And for math, we will have our mock exam March 21st and 22nd. For those of you that do not know what a mock exam is, this is a day where we mimic the state exams. So everything operates as if we are administering the New York City state exams.
Este mes ha sido un mes en el cual hemos tenido muchas evaluaciones y tendremos muchas evaluaciones. Nuestras próximas evaluaciones serán de kinder a segundo. Tenemos evaluaciones interinas. También tenemos evaluaciones de los exámenes del estado, que serían el 3. Sería un simulado, entonces sería el 3-21 y el 3-22, marzo 21 y marzo 22. Para los que no conocen lo que es un simulado de examen, este día se estaría utilizando como el día de los exámenes del estado. Básicamente sería un simulado en el cual se haría exactamente lo que se hace en los exámenes estatales de 3er y 4º grado.
We also have our reading step assessment that we are in the process of administering in only K-2. We completed our English round, and today we dived, well, I don't want to talk about that yet, but we'll get to all day PD that we had today. But in our next board meeting, we will present the step data. We are still analyzing and putting all that data together. Today, we will share some 3rd and 4th grade data with everyone. We also have map assessments that are coming up on March 23rd, March 24th for K-2 reading and math. And because 3rd and 4th grade right now, we are administering the mock exams, we wanted to give kids also some space between assessments. So the 3rd and 4th grade map reading is on March 28th, and the 3rd and 4th grade math exam is March 29th. So I also look forward to sharing those results in our April board meeting.
También hemos tenido las evaluaciones académicas de STEP, que son evaluaciones de lectura. Los salones de kinder a 2º grado tuvieron su segunda ronda la pasada semana. Hemos terminado la ronda de inglés, en la cual vamos a estar ofreciendo data en el próximo reunión de la mesa ejecutiva. También así tendremos y terminaremos esta semana las evaluaciones de español, de STEP, de kinder a 2º grado. En adición a eso, tendremos las evaluaciones de MAP, las cuales serán de kinder a 2º grado, el marzo 23 y marzo 24. Queríamos darle un tiempo a los estudiantes de 3º y 4º para que también pudieran completar esta evaluación, y esta evaluación sería para los salones de 3º y 4º en marzo 28 y marzo 29.
Here, I'm going to turn it over to our 3rd grade Dean of Instruction to share the 3rd grade data for math.
Ahora nuestro director académico de 3º y 4º grado va a compartir la data de 3º grado.
Buenas tardes a todos. Como había mencionado la directora Ms. Andújar, me llamo Rafael Acosta, director académico de 3º y 4º grado. Good evening, everyone. As our principal mentioned, my name is Rafael Acosta, 3rd and 4th Dean of Instruction. And I would like to just share a report on our data so far. 2 weeks ago, 3rd and 4th grade completed their 3rd IA round, and I'm just showing a little summary of those results. First, I would like to point your attention to the trajectory and just the comparative results between IA1, IA2, and IA3. If you notice, this is just 3rd grade. 3rd grade is on an upward trend in math, where now we are starting to see those proficiency and advanced proficiency measures for our kiddos. Another thing that I want to note in this data is that our below scholars performing at the lower level is also decreasing, which means that everyone is progressively moving. I'll stop right there for translations.
Como podemos ver, esta sería la data de matemática del grado de 3er grado. Podemos ver cómo los estudiantes han ido progresando significativamente, y el director Acosta también menciona que hay algunos estudiantes que se han mantenido por debajo del nivel del grado, han mostrado también un dominio significativo también y crecimiento en la data. Entonces, la data que estamos viendo en estos momentos sería la data de matemática del grado de 3º.
The second table up at the top in the center shows the comparative result between IA2 and IA3 at a more granular level. So if you notice, A is signaling the performance in IA3, and B was the former IA2. If you notice, just about every bucket has increased in the positive side, which is the left-hand side. And our lower performing scholars, the trajectory is getting lower, meaning there's less kiddos in the below basic.
Vemos una comparativa de las evaluaciones interinas segundas y la evaluación interina tercera. So, podemos ver el progreso que han hecho los estudiantes y también, como menciona el director Acosta, los estudiantes que aún se encuentran por debajo del nivel de grado ha ido reduciendo, lo que significa que han ido aumentando sus habilidades académicas.
The next table down at the bottom in the center shows some really promising results where we get to see that in IA3, which is on the left column, there are more scholars scoring proficient. We have 16 scholars who are at the proficient level compared to the not mastered. What I really want to point your attention to is how we have increased the rigor and made sure that scholars are practicing perfect, because IA2, we only had 7 scholars who were showing proficiency. So we're like on that upward trajectory. And then the last thing is just on the right-hand side, it's even more granular. We are getting really high results. These are the top performing questions on the 3rd grade IA. And down at the bottom, 13 out of 35 questions were 70% or above proficiency, which is where we want to be for any question type.
En la tabla de abajo podemos ver el IA número 3 y podemos ver el grado de proficiencia académica que han demostrado los estudiantes. Como vemos, 16 estudiantes han demostrado un grado alto de proficiencia y también algo adicional es que se ha aumentado el rigor cuando los estudiantes están trabajando hacia estas evaluaciones. También en la parte de abajo podemos ver que 13 de 35 estudiantes han mostrado proficiencia sobre académica con un 70%.
4th grade, similar structure on the left-hand side. This is where we have seen the most growth. Obviously, these kiddos have spent 2 years with us in a testing environment. You can still see the trajectory, IA1, IA2, IA3, with those proficient and advanced proficient bands increasing. Similar in the middle, you will notice that IA3 actually has advanced proficient scholars, whereas in IA2, there were none. In the bottom table, we now have 18 out of the 38 scholars that we have showing mastery, whereas in IA2, we only had 2 kiddos.
Podemos ver la data del grupo de 4º grado en matemática. Este es el grupo que ha mostrado más crecimiento, ya que estos estudiantes han estado con nosotros por varios años. Podemos ver las comparaciones de la evaluación interina número 1, evaluación interina número 2 y evaluación interina número 3. Hemos visto cómo el grado de proficiencia ha ido avanzando. En la tabla de abajo podemos ver que 18 de 38 estudiantes han mostrado gran dominio en estas evaluaciones académicas y también vemos que el grado de por encima de proficiencia es de un 80%.
Yes, and then just at the right-hand side on the table, we see the highest performing questions. We actually have plenty at 90 or above, but even more amazing is the fact that we have 18 out of 40 questions in the test that were 80% or above.
En la tabla de la esquina podemos ver las preguntas que los estudiantes han dominado con altos porcentajes de más de 90%. También vemos preguntas que ellos han logrado dominar y que han sido las más altas en cuestión de dominio.
All right, the final report is on ELA. This one is pretty tricky to follow, so I have some transitions coming in here. In the yellow box, we see what our current 4th graders, which were 3rd graders last year, how they achieved IA1, IA2, IA3. Right next to it, we see how these current 3rd graders are performing on the same test or same assessment. If you notice, our academics have grown in rigor and our scholars are more exposed to habits earlier on in the year, where we see this cohort being a lot more successful than our previous cohort. That's very promising because that tells us that perhaps our averages in the state test are going to be higher. That's third grade. So third grade has comparative data. Fourth grade does not, but fourth grade is on the right-hand side. They too are holding on to a sustained proficiency in testing as well. Esta tabla es un poquito más confuso para entender. En el bloque amarillo pueden ver los resultados de los alumnos que estaban en tercer grado el año pasado y los resultados en los diferentes promedios de interino. Y en el medio pueden ver la comparación de cómo dominaron las mismas pruebas este año. Pueden ver que hay progreso y también en la derecha pueden ver los resultados del cuarto grado que no tienen resultados del año pasado, pero también están manteniendo su progreso en los estándares de lectura.
Thank you so much, Dean Acosta. Here, we wanted to share that we have 21 days left to the ELA state exam. It feels like it just creeped up on us. That being said, we are seeing growth. We are optimistic that our kids will be successful and that our results will be greater than last year's. I just had to highlight that our fourth graders are supporting our third grade cohort. And there's just so much alegría and support in the Red Campus. We have fourth graders writing letters to third graders and, motivating them and encouraging them to do their best. Tomorrow, they are going to be visiting the third grade classes during morning meeting and talking about, how cool it is to be brave and show valentía, right? When we are up in, when we are against challenges, and that includes tackling the state exam.
Como bien mencionó nuestra principal, nos quedan apenas 21 días para los exámenes estatales del estado. Se ve la alegría alrededor del campus rojo. Como bien mencionamos, los estudiantes del cuarto grado están muy emocionados y han escrito cartas a los estudiantes de tercer grado. Inclusive mañana, estudiantes de cuarto grado van a visitar a los estudiantes de tercer grado para motivarlos y para apoyarlos en este proceso.
All right, so today we had a full day of professional development. And again, I think that I've named this in almost every board meeting. We've gone back to our strategic plan, right? And sharing that it is so important that we know each and every one of our kids. Our focus again was on data analysis and strategic planning, diving into that step data and our interim assessments. Cross-grade guided reading and lectura guiada groups are starting effective this week. So you may have your child say, oh, I'm not in my class for guided reading. I'm in the class next door. We will be sending notices out to families to let you know where your scholar is, what step level, and I'm specifically talking about K-2. So there are some kids that are in first grade that may be going to a second grade guided reading and or lectura guiada group. We want to make sure that we are targeting every single student and pushing them, or scaffolding, right, to support their needs. In third and fourth grade, there was a lot of planning, identifying misconceptions and determining, right, individual goals for every one of our students, and planning for monitoring student progress daily and weekly.
Hoy día fue un día de desarrollo profesional. Nuestros profesores estuvieron enfocados en el análisis de la data de STEP. No tanto en el análisis, pero también aún en la planificación de grupos y en la planificación de toda esta data. ¿Cómo se va a ver los grupos de guided reading y lectura guiada? Bien, los estudiantes estarán pasando a través de los grados, lo que llamamos posgrados. Esto significa que tal vez su estudiante llega a la casa diciendo que hoy fui y tuve mi sesión de lectura guiada en otro salón. Hacemos esto porque los estudiantes, por ejemplo, de primer grado, vas a poder ver que algunos, sus niveles académicos de STEP muestran que pueden estar en un salón de segundo grado tomando las secciones de Guided Reading, lectura guiada. No tanto con eso también, nosotros vamos a enviar cartas y vamos a notificarles a las familias cómo se ve la transición y cómo se ven estas prácticas aquí en LEEP Academy. Adicional a eso, los profesores de tercer y cuarto grado estuvieron trabajando arduamente en atacar conceptos erróneos y determinar metas individuales para los estudiantes. También hicieron planes para monitorear todo este proceso, como se ve, ya sea diariamente o semanalmente.
Yeah, I just want to close this up by saying that this is new for our LEAP scholars. So we will be taking the next couple of days to practice our systems, procedures, and transitions, because it is important that we're maximizing every minute for instruction, but that our kids are safe, right, and having fun. So we are going to take the next 4 days to make sure that those transitions are safe, smooth, and efficient.
Queremos recalcar que esto es un proceso nuevo para nuestros estudiantes de LEEP. Por lo tanto, tendremos 4 días en los que los estudiantes van a practicar sistemas y rutinas y procedimientos. Lo que queremos es que nuestro enfoque es que los estudiantes estén seguros y felices mientras hacen estas transiciones. So, en estos próximos días, eso es lo que estaremos enfocándonos aquí.
Well, here we have some pictures from today. We have, this is at Red Campus, our 3rd and 4th grade teachers just there looking at the data and planning.
Compartimos algunas fotos del campus rojo. Acá podemos ver los profesores y profesoras en su tiempo de planificación, analizando data y planificando.
This is Blue Campus today.
Este es el campo azul hoy día en el que estaban las profesoras analizando y planificando la data de STEP.
All right. A few more updates on academics. We had our academic consultant, Jeremy Albano, on March 6th. He continues to support leaders, teachers, and I have to give him a shout out. I know that he's not here, but he knows I shout him out all the time for the support that he's been providing throughout the year. Also, Dave Marsh, March 7th, he also came to visit to support our foundations.
La pasada semana tuvimos las visitas de nuestros consultores académicos. En marzo 6 tuvimos la visita de nuestro consultor de matemáticas y le queremos dar un cumplido, aunque él no esté acá, pero reconocemos su ardua labor y conocemos que cada vez que él llega a nuestra escuela produce un gran impacto. También tuvimos la visita de Dave Marsh, que es nuestro consultor académico de Foundations, y también fue una visita muy exitosa.
Okay, some culture updates, Women's History Month. We love all the men, but we need to recognize women, and it's just been so great to see how the kids are not only making connections with women that they've learned about, that have been inspirational, but also showing gratitude and celebrating the women in their lives, in the school, their parents, right? So there's been a lot of celebration around women's history, but also those that are currently in their lives.
Es el mes de la celebración de la historia de la mujer. Nuestros estudiantes han hecho conexiones no solamente con las mujeres importantes que ellos conocen de la historia, sino también con las mujeres que ellos conocen alrededor en su ciclo familiar y que ellos se pueden ver representación.
We also have field trips coming up. It's been very difficult. Things have not been the same quite yet since after the pandemic. Very difficult and challenging to book trips, but every grade will be going on a trip, if not by the end of March, in April. So our kids are super excited to go on a field trip in the next couple of weeks. Okay.
Tendremos también viajes escolares. Reconocemos que es un poco difícil debido a la pandemia, pero sí nuestros estudiantes van a poder participar de estos viajes escolares, sino al final de la semana de marzo, las primeras semanas de abril.
I wanted to also bring up the ballet winners. We had a program, Ballet Tech, and they had 100 students from all different schools in the city audition to go to this 6-week program. And they selected 20 students. Out of those 20 students, five of our kids, which there's a picture there of our kids. One of them is, mom is like, nope. And these 5 students are now going to audition to go to Ballet Tech full-time. Now, of course, it's bittersweet because we don't want to lose those 5 kids. But this is an opportunity for those kids to, if they get accepted and they go, that's a pathway to LaGuardia and then to possibly dance on Broadway. So I wanted to share this because yes, we have a rigorous, culture-rich curriculum, right? But we have this piece of art, right? And all of the work that we do around building talent. And here I want to shout out our dance teacher, Ms. Astroza, because in the program while they were there, the instructor was like, wait, where are they learning all these moves? And that's because of our dance teacher. So I do want to give a shout out to these students and wanted to share that wonderful accomplishment that our LEEP students have made. Despite all of the competition, right? Our kids have this opportunity.
What was the numbers? 100 across the city?
100 across the city, 20 were chosen. And out of those 20, 5 of those 20 are our kids that are now gonna do an audition to have the opportunity to go to Ballet Tech full-time.
So a quarter of the,
So 5 out of the 20 is ours.
the whole city, LEEP represents a quarter of the kids chosen.
Mhm.
Wow.
And these kiddos are in third.
I mean, just looking at them in the pictures, you can see even their form, right? It's like great. Correct.
Yeah, I don't recall which one, but one of these students, although mom felt strongly about Ballet Tech, he's not gonna do the audition because he does not want to leave LEEP. The student doesn't want to leave LEEP. So, and the other ones are like bittersweet, but this is a great opportunity for those kids.
Queremos compartir grandes noticias sobre los estudiantes que fueron seleccionados para nuestro ballet. Los estudiantes fueron y visitaron el programa que se llama Ballet Tech. De 100 estudiantes que fueron audicionando, se escogieron 20 y luego de estos 20 estudiantes, 5 estudiantes fueron seleccionados de nuestra escuela LEEP Dual Language Academy. Queremos recalcar que así como también somos una escuela rigurosa que creemos en el rigor, también le damos la oportunidad a los estudiantes para desarrollar las artes. Acá le queremos dar un cumplido a la profesora de arte, Miss Astroza, la cual trabajó grandemente preparando a los estudiantes para que tuvieran audiciones exitosas. Mientras los estudiantes estaban, se notó como los estudiantes tenían técnicas de danza y esto le agradecemos mucho, obviamente, a nuestra profesora de danza, Miss Astroza. Nuevamente queremos recalcar que es un poco triste que nuestros estudiantes da la posibilidad de que puedan audicionar y puedan abandonar LEEP, pero al mismo tiempo es una grata noticia y nos sentimos muy orgullosos por ello porque sabemos que esto le abre oportunidades más allá. Como bien mencionó Miss Andújar, esto es una oportunidad en la cual ellos pueden eventualmente adicionar en Broadway y eventualmente crecer en el área de la danza. Y por último, nuevamente recalcar que de nuestros 100 estudiantes que fueron en audición, 20 seleccionados, 5 han sido de nuestra escuela y es un gran orgullo para nosotros.
All right. I wanted to move on to Secret Reader. I shared like 2 months ago that we launched our Secret Reader initiative, but it's not an initiative anymore. It's like a permanent thing because parents are always asking to come and read. So it's become like an ongoing, you know, just a blessing to have parents continue to come. And it's not that we're telling them, they want to come, and our kids love it and our kids look forward to it. So Secret Readers is just like a permanent ongoing thing at LEEP. Parent teacher conferences are March 30th and March 31st. Notices are going out, the schedule's going out. So that's all in process. So parents, you will be receiving notification soon.
Nosotros continuamos celebrando el lector secreto en LEEP y hemos notado que nuestras familias nos siguen y continúan pidiendo venir a participar y ser el lector secreto. Entonces lo hemos extendido y es algo que continuará en LEEP por muchos meses, ya que las familias lo han pedido y sentimos la alegría y sentimos el cariño de todas las familias. También tendremos nuestras conferencias de padres y maestros, las cuales serán en marzo 30 y marzo 31. Pronto las familias recibirán las invitaciones, recibirán el horario y recibirán cómo ellas pueden participar en estas conferencias de padres y maestros.
I'm going to turn it over to our Director of Operations, Taneo, for enrollment.
Nuestra directora de operaciones, Daniel, para hablar de inscripciones.
Hi, everyone. Okay, so we want to talk about where we are in the enrollment timeline, and we are right before our lottery begins. This is March, so we have about 3 more weeks before our lottery, which was directly after our spring break. And so we're just continuing to focus on our outreach. Next slide. And so just wanted to let you know the ways in which we're preparing for outreach. We will be continuing our outreach this week, but some of the cool things that we've been working on are some marketing to be able to give out to families when we go to all of our canvassing locations. We've also been working on some media packets to be able to give to CBOs. And you can see the ops team working diligently together to make sure we have as many as we need. And we will be going out this weekend to Sunset Park, and also some different tabling opportunities that we have this weekend. Also will be our continued focus for the next month is on outreach and more applications. We're continuing with our school tours. We also have, as I mentioned, our community outreach happening. We recently had tabling at Sunny Skies Preschool that went really well. We also had contact with the Center for Family Life at Sunset Park. I had the opportunity to do their job fair, meaning different people in Sunset Park. We got to go and introduce ourselves to students and let them know what we do and have them ask questions. So that was great. And we also will be contacting and continuing to contact our pre-K daycares and CBO partners to visit and drop off items. We've also started working on new marketing. And so we will be doing some new video promos. And a special thank you to parent of Daniel Volakov for filming. I think it was just really great, and we will be showing you the video shortly.
Okay. Tenemos 3 semanas para nuestra lotería. En el slide anterior podemos ver cómo nuestro equipo de operaciones está trabajando fuertemente en la creación y la preparación de la campaña de inscripciones. Hemos visto cómo ellos están preparando paquetes que van a salir hacia familias y hacia la comunidad. En cuestión de nuestra inscripción, la atención sigue centralizada en la divulgación y el aumento de estas solicitudes. Vamos a continuar visitas a las escuelas y al alcance comunitario. Una de las visitas que vamos a hacer es una presentación en Sunny Sky Preschool y también continuamos contacto con los centros de educación preescolar, también guarderías y organizaciones comunitarias para visitar y continuar entregando artículos. Este fin de semana estaremos en el parque de Sunset Park y también tendremos nuestra campaña de inscripciones y estaremos hablando con familias y con la comunidad. Nuestro nueva marketing ha comenzado, lo que significa que pronto verán un video promocional en que tendremos la traducción de español esta semana y le damos un agradecimiento muy especial a los padres de Daniel, ya que nos han apoyado en la creación de este video promocional.
And so I wanted to make sure that we let you know that we're really excited to continue doing our promotion in terms of our school. You saw the video that we just did. We will be translating that into Spanish this week, and we'll be posting it on our social media. But let's talk about the numbers and where we're at currently. So we're currently at 384 students this year. We did see a decrease. We have lost 3 students due to one was for special education, the other 2 moved. So our numbers have gone down a little bit, but we're still staying within our 384 range for now. Our current applications for school year 23-24 have increased. We are currently at 132, where we were at 118 last month. We have 8 more applications in kindergarten and 4 more applications in first grade and 2 more in second grade. So we're continuing to do our applications. We're continuing to do our tours. So families are coming in and actually seeing our school, which is great because we know that once we open up our lottery, that we will have some traction there with our families accepting their offers. And so we look forward to being able to communicate with you next month once we actually open up our lottery. And we will be sending out communications about the lottery event that we will be hosting both live and virtually.
Queremos dar una actualización sobre las cifras de inscripción. Queremos compartir también que nuestro video será compartido en las redes sociales muy pronto. Y en nuestras cifras de inscripción vemos un número actual de los estudiantes que es 384. El mes pasado teníamos 387. Hemos tenido una baja de 3 estudiantes y esto ha sido 1 por educación especial y 2 porque se han mudado. Queremos mencionar que kindergarten el pasado mes las aplicaciones siguen llegando. Ahora contamos con 132 y el pasado mes teníamos 118. Ahora mismo en Kinder tenemos 118 y el mes pasado teníamos 63 el mes pasado. En primer grado tenemos 8 y el mes pasado teníamos 4, lo que significa que hemos tenido 4 nuevas aplicaciones. Y en segundo, el mes pasado teníamos 4 y este mes tenemos 6, lo que significa que hemos ganado 2 nuevas aplicaciones. Las visitas familiares como tours siguen pasando en nuestra escuela, en el cual las familias pueden venir y visitar y ver la planta física de la escuela. Y también vamos a continuar la comunicación sobre la lotería y muy pronto le informaremos a las familias sobre esta lotería que va a estar pasando.
All right. Gonna turn it over to Alejandro for new business.
Thank you, Joe. All right. This is just to clarify, so the one item we have for new business here is less that of a new board member, but rather some tidying on the executive board side. Our current secretary, Charles, has served in his role steadfastly and with and given up a lot of his time over the last what is it now? How long has it been?
3 years.
3 years, exactly, 3 years. And in that time, he has been instrumental in getting this board together, and most recently, obviously, as secretary of the board, and making sure we had all our board minutes ready to go. Now at this time, he's asking for a step back, which he most certainly deserves. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to have someone motion to have our current board member, David Estrada, serve in his stead. So without further ado, I just need a motion to nominate David Estrada to be the new executive board secretary.
Motion to nominate David Estrada as secretary for the executive board.
Great. Second,
Executive session.
Second.
second, and then, all right, all in favor?
Aye.
Great. Awesome. Great, perfect. David Estrada, if you want to just quickly just say hi.
Yes, hello to everyone. I'm David Estrada. I work on Fifth Avenue in Sunset Park, serving the Sunset Park Business Improvement District. I've been a member of the board here, for about a year, I think, and it's been very fulfilling. I'm happy to help. Thank you very much.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Great. All right, I'm going to turn it back over to Joe.
All right. All right. All right, we're moving on to committee reports. Finance Committee. I don't know if Ryan is there. Yes. Ryan, you can jump in. He's not there, right?
He was on the call before. Having had another engagement and missed the finance committee, I don't want to steal his thunder. Having reviewed the notes, however, I can say that the primary point of discussion was likely the reduced revenue due to the change in student count. There was also a grant funding modification which lowered some revenue slightly, and then ultimately tuning up. So overall, those changes were not too significant when you remove the federal funding change, which was reasonable.
All right. Okay, David, so we can move on to executive?
Unless Ryan.
All
found
right,
it
thank
back.
you. An executive committee. We continued our ongoing discussion of where we are vis-a-vis charter renewal progress. We've started, Joe and Maho have amazingly gotten together a series of documents to help us better understand the low-hanging fruit we need to get our charter renewal in place, at least as with respect to the work that the board needs to do. And I think that's all we have to report at this time.
Academic accountability?
I know. All right. We did have a meeting and most of the updates at the building committee were already covered in the fiscal. Except for a couple of things. We're organizing DI training and DAS training just to, make sure everyone is well aware of the training so they can impart some kids and that everybody respect I can hear. Oh, sorry, I thought we were. Apologies for that. I hope everybody can hear me. No? Yes?
No.
No.
Okay, should I start over?
Yes.
All right, starting over. Most of the updates were already covered by the principal updates, except for one or two items. We are getting ready to do some DEI training just to make sure that everyone is treating each other respectfully and that we're mindful of how we speak to each other and how we treat each other. And we also have teacher self-evaluations coming up. I think the rest of the updates were covered in the principal updates.
Before we leave committee reports, I know Roberta wants to get a moment to share, if we can make him a panelist.
Roberto, are you there?
Yes, can you hear me? Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Hola, buenas tardes todos, ¿cómo están?
Hola, Roberto.
Oye, dispensa que no llega a tiempo, pero I was able to get a standby flight and my arms are really tired. But I'm back. I'm very happy to hear the reports. I was online, but I'm now a panelist. So not to interrupt the flow here, but I just wanted to report into the board that we are strong in negotiations with our landlord at the bank for the Chase space. Maybe Joanna, so you've already mentioned this, but we've begun those negotiations. This has been about a year and a half of back and forth with the landlord, and we have a plan to look at a possibility of building out the bank space with the additional the double height space in the bank to build that out as well. So that's very encouraging because it means that we will be able to put more kids into our school and really fulfill the vision of having the school in the main campus. So that's really what I wanted to say. In executive committee and with David Duick, I will share with the board the financial terms of that, but it's all in line and in keeping with our current expenditures and projected enrollments for the next 5 years. So I'm really happy about that. I just wanted to share that with the board. If there's any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
I have a question. Is it for the upper grades or is it just for the lower grades?
Well, thank you. It's going to be for the K-5 school. It's not for the middle school. It will allow us to really have more amenities in the building. I know that Joanna's been adamant that we have to have a library in our school. We need a multi-purpose space for our school. We need more classrooms. And so all of those things have been planned out with the architects on our team. And so we're very confident that we'll be able to do the entire K-5 school in that one building.
Gracias, Roberto.
When we move to an expansion discussion, then we will be talking about another building.
Okay. Gracias, Roberto.
Sure.
My volume. Okay. All right, we're gonna move on to public comments. Hi, Ms. Woods. Thank you for joining us. Do you have any questions or comments?
Good evening. No, I just want to echo that Professora Astroza is amazing. She works well with my own child who loves to dance. And so I'm not surprised to see 5 scholars going on for ballet tech. Not surprised. She's amazing. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Wood quiere darle un cumplido a la profesora Astroza y nos comenta que no es de sorpresa ver que 5 de nuestros estudiantes fueron seleccionados por Ballet Tech.
Hi, Anna. Thank you for joining us. Do you have any questions or comments?
Hola Ana, gracias por participar. ¿Tiene alguna pregunta o comentario?
Oh, there's 2 Annas.
Ana Bravo.
Hola, Ana Hernandez. Thank you for joining us. Do you have any questions or comments?
Ana Hernández, ¿tiene alguna pregunta o comentario?
Buenas tardes. No, disculpe, fue por error que toqué el...
No hay problema. Gracias
Sí.
gracias por reunirte con nosotros.
Sí, gracias a ustedes por la información.
De nada. Hi, Daisy. Thank you for joining us. Do you have any questions or comments?
Hey, no comments or anything at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. Mingo. Hi, Mingo. Do you have any questions or comments? Thank you for joining us tonight.
I'm sorry, no questions right now. I think I hit it by mistake.
It's okay.
Or maybe Mr. Mingo, you have a question?
What did you say you had a question?
What?
Not at this time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next time. I'm not prepared.
All right. Tiene que sacarla. ¿Qué falta aquí? Good evening, Nagua. Do you have any questions or comments? Thank you for joining us tonight.
Buenas tardes, Nahua. ¿Tiene preguntas o comentarios?
No, thank you.
Okay, gracias. Que pase buenas tardes.
Thank you.
A ver, bueno. Yaneth. Hola, Yaneth. Thank you for joining us. Do you have any questions or comments?
Hola, Janet. ¿Tiene alguna pregunta o comentario?
All right, that was it for public comments.
Great. All right. Everyone will be headed into executive session to discuss the personnel matter. We're going to vote on it in just a second, but just to make it clear, once again, we'll be only returning back to the session only for the purposes of closing out the meeting formally. So with that, I say thank you so much for your time. And if I could please get a motion to go into executive session. Melody, can I get a second?
Second.
Oh, all right, I'll do Charles just to mix it up. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, the ayes have it. Wonderful. So time is 7:01. We'll be entering into executive session. All right, everyone. Time is 7:36. Can I please have a motion to adjourn the March board meeting? Emily,
I will make a
motion. Can I get a
adjourn.
second?
I second.
Magdalena, all in favor? Amazing. Thank you, everyone. Have a great evening.
Bye, everybody.